What's up, fellow fantasy nerds? I am going. Well, this is my draft team. My bad, my bad. Hey, yo, that's my bad. I'm just gonna go straight into this. I'm gonna speed run this video. So basically, the let me just move this a bit. The problem, right? Constable was out. Okay, laid out, or yeah, dropped. Whatever you want to say. It puts pressure on everyone to adjust. Um, I mean, LDU was another thing that happened. And yeah, basically, it became a 50-50 call on me picking Stocker all day, and I picked Stocker. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. Because Day just went bananas. He really, really went off. Um, I'll get to him again in a sec, but, well, personally, I think he's out of reach for me now because he doesn't really have that much cash gen left in him, and, well, he does, sort of, but Um, he's not going to be a top six defender at the end of the year. That said, he is basically the Hawks' number one mid now. Um, so if anyone still wants to jump on him, yeah, there's no problem with that. I just have this strategy of trying to do the most cash gen appropriate thing at this stage, and yeah, I wasn't able to watch the Saints game because I was watching the showdown. That was awesome. Um, and Stocker was nowhere for the first half, and he somehow got to 55, which is, I guess, okay, whatever. Obviously, should have picked Day. And it didn't help Cameron going down in my team as well. So basically 100. Say Cameron plays the last quarter, he gets 20. Basically 100 point turnaround. Which would put me up to 2150, which is a really good score for the round. And I'd probably be in the top 10K. But it's a long season, folks. So obviously, I've gone down 3,000 ish spots, I think. All things considered, it's whatever. I really don't know how much I should concern myself with my overall rank right now. I don't want to get dispirited or have higher hopes, like either way with whatever's happening. Just speed run my team here. Doherty, beast mode. McGrath, disappointing again. Kind of want him out of my team, but can't really find a way right now. It would be like going down to a day, and I just think it's too sideways, to be honest. Stalker, very disappointing. McKenna, he was one I brought in on Thursday and basically had locked in. And when Constable was named out, I was able to edit my trade. I can't remember who I traded out prior to the Constable being named out. I think, yeah, it was Sheed and Laddam. So basically, my recommendations for trades were Stocker, McKenna, Day, and Sarong, and I've ended up going both of the worst options in that. So Sarong went off and Day went off, but it is what it is. Um, in hindsight, getting rid of Sheed instead of Laddams because Cameron was an injury, you can't foresee that, and it's whatever. Copping plenty of bullets, just like everyone else. At least I didn't have LDU. Maybe he's out again this week. Who knows? Yeah, I'm looking at trading Cowan to Van Rooyen this week because Cowan, I think's job security is sketchy and he is not making any cash, to be honest. Jimby really good. Jaden Hunt is doing surprisingly well. I think he'll just even continue this form with so many West Coast outs now. Quite surprising, to be honest, after his first game, but I'm happy I held him. So he's one of these guys who's just going to keep generating cash for the second half of the season where I'll definitely have an edge over a lot of coaches because I am prioritizing cash gen over everything else, even over points, to be honest. And who knows how much that will cook me at second half of the season, but yeah, it's just the game I prefer to play. Moneyball situation. Moneyball. Um, McRae, vice captain. His role still wasn't that great, but um, you know, he did really well considering. Um, That's kind of why I don't ever really like trading out the premiums, because what if they just bounce back again? Still a little bit of a concern with his role, but we'll see. Holden Kelly was great, 126. He was elite, just the main guy in the Giants engine room. He does everything: inside, outside ball, tackles, and can kick goals. He's a gun, absolute gun. Bont somehow not getting to 100 is mind blowing. I don't know whether that's to look on the positive or negative side of this. He was on 75 at halftime and doesn't get to 100. Serious? Is he serious? Biggest whatever. How does he not get to 100? Ow. Setterfield again started slow, but somehow managed a really good score for his price. Yeah, he's literally been perfect for me as a start option, because people that traded him in this week haven't really gotten a massive boost of his score. But he's also just continuing that giant price progression for me. So, yeah, really good. Setterfield's best pick of the year by far. Then honestly, it's probably Hunt somehow. Um, yeah. Sheed, he's really weird. The second half, he's starting so slow, but the second halves he's having is like why I picked him. It's a conundrum. Basically just scraped into my team again this week, but it's like um I sort of feel like he's about to pop now, because yeah, the West Coast injury list just decimated their squad against Frio, and now they have no choice but to basically make him one of the main guys all across the ground. He's going to have to pick up everything. And they might revert back, the Eagles, to more of that sort of possession heavy footy because of their injuries over the course of the next month. So there's a lot of variables that probably keep Sheed in my team for now, just as a hold. Warple's starting to look sketchy. He's only getting like half the game's CBAs, and I don't know. I can see him popping a 40, to be honest, against Geelong, but he gets to stay one more week just to see what he does against the Cats, because I think the Cats are really going to pump Hawks this Monday coming. I just think they have no option but to really just go out, all out, and actually get a W on the board. Mackenzie was great. Sort of faded a bit late against North, and missed a couple of easy goals. So he could have been 100 easily, just generating heaps of cash there. Ashcroft solid, bench line solid. A lot of people would have had Hollins come on for LDU. So yeah, when you don't have that kind of situation, it's odd. You want your rookie to do well, but not too well, because he's going to have a low score instead of a premium for the people that had LDU, if that makes sense. Marshall was, yeah, good, 100. Not going to complain. Super frustrating, Cameron getting injured. Basically, the spot I couldn't have wanted an injury less. So frustrating. Just a innocuous knock and he's out for a month to 8 weeks. It's just... And the fact that I traded Laddams as well, and it's whatever. You move and you do this, you dip, dock, duck, you plan everything and it all falls to shite, but whatever. Dunkley great, Taranto great. Goulden sort of lost a bit of CBAs, but playing against that Melbourne team, it was a hectic game. Gets a pass for that 71. He could have been better. He looked really good in the second quarter. Zeeble a bit sketchy, but did Zeeble things to get to his borderline 80. He's one to watch. Just a little concerned about whether or not he's going to have those huge scores after watching that game. He's going to get defender status at the end of round 6 or 5, whichever one it is. One to watch on a trade early now that a lot of people have him. McPherson did what I thought he might be able to do finally. He could have even been better. Should have got to 100. He got burnt quite a few times after Weller had the kick in the back line. Just an easy kick to McPherson instead of bombing it long. Would have helped both in terms of fantasy, but McPherson could have got an extra, 10, 20 meters down the ground because, you 20-meter kick and then a 50-meter kick is better than a 55, 60-meter kick. You're getting 10 extra meters, But McPherson's just got such a cushy role back there. He dropped an easy mark. He should have had 100, so happy. 0.43% ownership. Happy. I did pick him instead of Day though, so it's a bit of a, it's a bit of a how you going. She's all just incredible. Best rookie season ever so far. He's getting defender status in round 5. Send him there. It's great. Great. All the emergencies there doing well. So yeah, bench is doing okay. Bench is doing bench things. Coming into my trades, I'm looking at Grundy. My other Galaxy Brain situation is bringing in Blitzovs just because of that Geelong Gold Coast bye coming up. But yeah, Blitzovs is just not that number one ruck priority role, and Grundy's gonna have a field day over the next month with his fixtures. So you either get Grundy now or never. Just going to play a little more of a straight bat than I would regularly. Like if I was to get Blitzovs, it means I can get like a day. And maybe, I don't know, I can't trade McGrath up to Stewart as well. So that's unfortunate. I think McGrath might actually do well against the Giants this week, just seeing how the Carlton defenders scored last week as well. Yeah, it's just frustrating watching him, like, showing his capability and then just showing his ineptitude at getting the ball as well. So, yeah, just a frustrating backline this year. In hindsight, obviously things you would do different, but what can you do? And yeah, it's like coming into the whole season. For example, Day, right? I've missed him as a mid-priced option. He's borderline premium price, a premium price now, nearly 700k, and he's just not, in my opinion, gonna be one of these top 6 guys. So like Sicily, Dawson, Dacos. I mean, even Sinclair. Zeba will get defender status if he pops off. Doherty. He's not in that contention for those top 6 spots, I don't think, even though he's got that midfield clock. Because I think as the year progresses, he might slow down a bit, but again, that's just honestly wishful thinking and a bit of a bias because I don't have him. You're hoping for your team to have the benefits, if that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So yeah, it's all about getting those top guys at the second half of the year. And so that's why I'm getting Van Rooyen as well. I just want to be prioritizing cash gen. And the Demons run coming up, Van Rooyen will have plenty of opportunity to kick goals and progress scores. So yeah, that's it. That's it. 2052. Basically got the same score every week. So I can't say I'm not consistent, but hoping to improve this rank this week. I'll feel a lot better once I'm in the top 10k. I'll be smiling. I'll know I'm going in the right direction. Because my team value is competitive with the rest of the comp. Let's quickly go into top guy at the top. His team value is 17.56, right? Okay. Mine with no cash in the bank would be around 17.4, so he's got like 1.5k difference, which is basically a Will Day. So he's gone up 134k this year, and having players like Sicily and Dacos, inflates your team value. Like I said in my previous video, those are guys you've picked not to trade out, barring an injury, in which case the team value aspect does come into it, because you can obviously trade one of these really high priced guys for whoever. But you're not trading Sicily or Dacos, so it doesn't really matter how expensive or how much price generation they've done. So 55k on Sicily, obviously doing super well, great pick. Dacos 77k, that's like 150k, but they're not players that you can use that cash on improving your team. So you take that 150k out of the equation just with these two guys, let alone, like a Green, another 79k, an Oliver 50k, an English 36k. Like, basically, in a weird way, I'm ahead of the number one guy's team value in that sort of aspect. If that makes sense to anyone watching, And that's basically how I can have leverage over everyone else. That's the way I'm looking at it, It's just getting all those low price guys going in cash, and then when they get to their break evens that look difficult, trading them down and doing upgrades, fast, like better and more efficient than everyone else, That's what I'm looking at. Playing the long game. Even though I would prefer a few more points on the board. Yeah. Yeah, so those were my trades. Basically, a few other people I'm thinking of, but I doubt anything will change. Afahi, he'll probably get named. Just dominated in the VFL this week. I think he'll come in. Bartle's one to watch. He also dominated in the VFL. It's just a question of whether or not he comes in. He might be sub. He'll be in soon, and he's one to jump on. It's just, what do you prioritize? Quite surprised he just came straight back into the VFL. I thought his injury would be longer, but he's been out for 2, so it was the appropriate trade. Yeah, another one for anyone that maybe has Cameron is Blicavs, just because he's gone a 50, a 70, a 90, maybe goes a 110 against the Hawks. That could happen. He might have the game style to pop off for the next few weeks, but yeah, just too risky. Is what I'm thinking at the moment. He does have a bit of DPP action, which I love, so you could send him to the midfield if you wanted to find another ruck. But and that's a scenario that I was thinking about yesterday, is because Gawn eventually will be back in the second half of the year, and once he plays one more game, once he's back, because he's scored a 3 games, he's going to collapse in value. So he's going to be around. He could get to just above 700k, and then you just jump on and you're laughing. He'll be a 105 guy like he was doing the first 2 weeks. First week. He was great in the first week. Didn't look anything like much changed with his scoring with Grundy in the team. And so, yeah, that's the only problem with picking Grundy, is that once Gawn is back, Grundy will probably drop, and you will want to get Gawn because he'll just drop in price so much. So that's the longer term strategy I was thinking of. But again, Grundy's just going to have such a great month, in my opinion, that he's probably going to be worth it. And yeah, at some stage I'll probably want to get Gawn. So that is the issue. Maybe I just drop Marshall because he's not doing as great as everyone thought he would. But yeah, that's all I can think of for now. I'm just gonna keep it nice, short, and quick. Hope everyone had a great week, and yeah. Any questions? Just send them through. Some guy commented and asked about a McRae situation he had. Yeah, just send him through, guys. If you're listening, send him through. Bye.